Welcome to this week's college football picks, everybody. I'm Skip Charisma, and as usual, I'm joined by our unmatched panel of experts, Mark Mayday May.
Skip.
And, of course, the coach, Lou Holtz.
Good heavens.
Coach. What? I'm guessing by your wardrobe, you might be leaning a certain way with your picks this week.
Oh, you think?
Bless your heart, Skip and Mark. Look, I may have a tie to the University of Notre Dame. And sure, I may have a hat or two lying around the house. And yes, I have named all of my dress socks after prominent former Irish players. But I want to assure you all that in no way, shape, or form will my connection to the greatest university of all time affect my selections today as a college football analyst. This just happens to be a representation of what Mrs. Holtz laid out on the bed for me this morning. That's all. It will in no way affect my picks today. You can promise you that, because I'm not going to let the greatest start in the history of college football affect me as an analyst.
Coach,
I'm just not going to.
Coach, they're 3-0. There are 24 other teams in the country that are 3-0 right now. Let's be professionals, all right? Alabama would wipe the floor with your Irish.
Alabama? How many countries has Alabama won college football games in?
What do you mean? What are you suggesting?
Notre Dame has won 3 games in 2 different countries. It's just math. It's just simple math, Mayday. Look, the point is, Mayday and Skip, is that despite Notre Dame's 3-0 start and their obvious run to the national championship game, it will no way affect my integrity as an analyst. You can count on that.
Oh, here we go. Good heavens.
Coach, just out of curiosity, what socks do you have on today?
Well, let me see. I believe I put on the lefty as Chris Zorich and the right Michael Stonebreaker.
A little bit of professionalism. That's all I'm looking for from you people.
Quit crying, would you like a hanky?
Give me that.
I'd like it. You got it.
Of course you would.
Okay, let me sign that.
Actually, if you could.
Right.
First up this week, Arizona travels to Oregon. Both teams undefeated, both teams ranked. But in the words of Diane Keaton, something's got to give. So, can the Cats goose the Ducks this week? Mark, call me maybe.
In a word, Skip, no. Now, don't get me wrong. Arizona's off to a fine start this season under new head coach Rich Rodriguez, but the Cats are still proving they're for real, whereas Oregon is proven. It's going to get loud in Eugene, so go ahead and give me the Ducks, 45-28.
My goodness, Mayday, get a room. Your public display of affection for Oregon is making us all a little bit uncomfortable. Look, I'll go ahead and admit it. Oregon's got a fine football team. They're probably one of a handful of teams in the entire country that could come within 100 points of Notre Dame.
Oh, you're an idiot.
However, Arizona has clearly got an advantage, something there's no defense for. They're cheating. That's right. I don't know if it's steroids, they're paying off the refs. I don't know what Arizona's up to these days, but they're clearly up to something. You don't get that good in one off season. It just doesn't happen, Skip. So here's what I'm predicting. Arizona drugs Oregon's Gatorade, wins this one 42 to drowsy.
Super, Coach.
Super. We're going to get sued, guys.
Arizona State is back in action this Saturday. They begin their conference play at home against Utah. ASU, now 2-1, lost in Missouri last week. Coach, any sympathy for the Devils?
You're so funny, Skip. You know something? Father Beauchamp once told me,
Again with the
not
Beauchamp.
everybody can be Notre Dame. So don't feel bad, Sun Devil fans. Look, these two teams are cute. Don't get me wrong. Arizona State, they got their forts on their helmets. And Utah seems like a wonderful place to visit. But I really don't care about either of these teams. Frankly, you know, I didn't study them one darn bit. So, Skip, why don't you make this pick for me? No, seriously.
Me?
Yeah, you. It doesn't take rocket science to figure this stuff out.
Okay.
No one holds you accountable.
Great. How about Utah 22 and Arizona State 19.
Wonderful.
Okay, Beavis and Butthead. Some of us take our jobs a little more seriously than this. Good heavens. Now, Utah's coming off a miracle win against rival BYU last weekend. Now, they're still not running the ball, but their defense is solid. I go ahead and like that.
Blah, 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 blah.
I think ASU's loss to Mizzou is a wake-up call. And after Todd Graham's tongue lashing this week, go ahead and give me the Devils 28-24.
I'm Mark May, and I'm so serious. I'm just...
Are you out of your mind?
And finally, it's our game of the week. Michigan takes on, you guessed it, the undefeated Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. What say you, May?
Well, Notre Dame's had a nice 3-week run, but Thelma and Louise had a nice run too, and we all know how that ended.
I'm guessing in silly pantomimes? What? I don't watch chick flicks.
Yeah, me either, kid.
No, they crashed the car at the bottom of the canyon there at the end of the movie.
Spoiler alert!
The point is this. Notre Dame is the car, Michigan is the rocky gorge they crash into. Michigan 38, Notre Dame 28.
How about you, Coach? Care to drop some knowledge on us?
Oh, Skip, your urban slang is dizzying to me. It really is. Look, I don't think it's quite fair to compare Notre Dame to Michigan. I just don't. That's why I'm going to analyze a more compelling matchup out of the great state of Michigan. I'm going to break down Notre Dame versus the Detroit Lions.
What?
Look, Notre Dame's going to struggle with Calvin Johnson. Their corners are just small, and Calvin Johnson is a grown man. There's no getting around that. The defensive line also is going to give Notre Dame's O-line some issues. That's why it pains me to say this. Notre Dame's going to struggle with the Detroit Lions. Final score, Notre Dame 24, Lions 13.
I am dumber for having heard that analysis.
You know what, Mayday? In the words of Father Beauchamp, suck it.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like Beauchamp.
Well, that's all the time we have today, folks. For the foul-mouthed Lou Holtz and the bug-eyed Mark May, I'm Skip Charisma. Enjoy your games, everybody.
Well done, Skip.